So if you guys remember, I told you that this project was a really good test of your cutting skills. And so I really meant it. You are now going to be cutting out all of these. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but if I felt like part of my color was going to get chopped off, like here I wrote BV for blue violet, I made sure I rewrote it inside of the shape that I'm going to end up with. So you could do that pretty quickly. Shouldn't take very much time. And now I'm going to cut out all 12 of my shapes. All right, now that I have all of my colors and my shapes cut out, I'm ready to move on to the next step. So you guys are each gonna get a good piece of white drawing paper that you're gonna end up arranging these and gluing them to. But you have to figure out where exactly on this paper you're going to be putting them. And I have a paper that looks like this, that even has directions on the top for what you guys are going to do to figure out how you are going to arrange all of your shapes onto this blank paper, okay? And so it says, layer your paper on top of this paper that I'm holding, and then trace this circle right here with pencil lightly. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to layer my paper right on top. I'm going to set it down, really making sure that it is perfectly aligned. And if you guys look, you can see that circle coming through the paper. So you should be able to see it pretty easily. If you can't, just ask, I can help you trace it. And I want to trace this circle pretty lightly, so you might not even be able to see my pencil marks on the video, because I want them to be like really, really light. Let me hold that up and show you guys. So look how light that is. Really light circle. Only you need to be able to see that. And if you haven't already done so, put your first name, last name, and room number on the bottom of this paper, any edge. So that's your room number. First, last, and room number. Okay, so you have all these colors. You have 12 of them. Primary, secondary, and intermediate colors. And it's like, okay, you have to put them back in order. So if you forget which is which, you should have written on the back what each of the colors is, so I can see this is yellow, green, in case I forgot. But for this color wheel that we painted at the same time as your other one is also going to come in handy. I should also have some example ones on the table if you can't find yours for some reason. So you can have this next to you, and we want to put these shapes back in order, and we're going to put them around. The smaller side is going to go around that circle that you guys just traced on here, okay? So you can start with any of the colors that you'd like, and we want to try to get them all around that circle in the correct order. That's really important. All right, so I think I'm going to start with yellow. It's at the top of this color wheel, and I'm just going to place that up here. It might be hanging off the edge a little bit. Don't worry about that right now. Then I'm going to work my way around. I'm going to go to yellow, green, which I think is over here. If you're not sure, check on the back. And we're just like generally placing them on there. We'll get them really sorted soon. Green, blue-green is next. Working my way around to blue. These are gonna have to sit almost touching. If you think about how they were before we cut them out, they were like really close together. They might even be overlapping just a tiny bit once we glue them down. So we have yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, green, blue. We're gonna go to blue, violet next, which is this one. Then we're going to go to violet. So I'm here. Red violet is next. Red is after that. Red orange. Orange. And yellow orange. So if yours didn't fit together like mine did all that well, kind of take a second, try to like work them out. Again, if they overlap a little bit, totally okay. We're gonna try to get them side by side, but they might have to overlap to fit together. Mine miraculously kind of fit side by side. So once you have them placed on here, you know that they're in the correct order. You have them pretty much placed exactly how you want them. We are going to be gluing them down with glue sticks, okay? So I don't really need my color wheel anymore, this one, right? I can kind of set that off to the side, and I'm very, very carefully gonna work on gluing. So everybody will get a piece of just like photocopy paper, like from the free drop box, and this is gonna be what you set underneath each of your shapes to glue them. So I'm gonna take off my cap of the glue and, you know, roll it up. We are gonna get glue on the whole backside of each of these shapes, because once they're on here, we don't want them to move, because we want this to stay like this, like forever, right? So when we're hanging it up in the hall, nothing's falling off. So gluing is actually part of your grade. You know, how well can you guys get these shapes glued down, and can you get them in the right spot? Right, by 5th grade, you should be pretty good at gluing, but you know, it really can help either make your artwork look better or worse. You can start anywhere you want. Just make sure go one by one and make sure they go right back where you placed them. So I'm gonna get glue over the back, all over the back of it, and I'm very carefully gonna place it down. I suggest you guys start with that center point when you set it back down, and then once you're happy with the placement, you can get it down onto there, right? Gonna go to the second one. Doesn't matter what order that you go in. I would just go around one by one, but you can start on any side with any color. If you go to glue a color though, and you're like, oh man, I totally did not get enough glue, lift it up, get a little bit more on there, glue it down. I'm gonna keep going around. Get all my colors glued down. So I'm gonna push down the center and then place it down. If you feel like your other colors are moving around while you're doing this, take a second and reorganize them a little bit. You know, get them back so you know exactly where you're placing them when you get there. Uh-oh. My orange is popping up. I'm gonna get a little bit more glue on there. If your hands get all gross, you can just go wash them real quick and come back and keep going. All right. Oh. All right, so I finished gluing. Now I'm gonna take a second. If I kind of see any areas that are popping up, I'm gonna just sneak a little bit of glue underneath them. It's like my yellow edge is sticking up. I wanna make sure it's glued down, because remember, that's part of the grade, and it really just adds to the quality of your project. Everything else looks pretty good. Maybe this one here a little bit. All right, try to keep the paper around it as nice and neat as you possibly can. And then I'm done. It looks like I'm ready for Artsonia and to grade my project.